Yesterday, Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs signed House Bill 2611, creating Preston's Law. This is a response to the murder of 16-year-old Preston Lord, who was killed in a gang attack at a Halloween party in Queen Creek in 2023.
The new law increases the penalty for people convicted in what are now called swarming attacks, involving at least 3 attackers, from a Class 6 felony to a Class 4 felony.
And joining us is one of the proponents of Preston's Law, Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell, the Phoenix metro area's top prosecutor. Ms. Mitchell, always good to talk to you. What does taking this from a Class 6 felony to a Class 4 felony mean for jail time?
Well, it comes with enhanced penalties the higher, or really the lower the level of felony. So a Class 1 felony is the highest level. But the more important thing is when someone is convicted of a Class 6 felony after trial, that could be designated back to a misdemeanor. And that really just does not reflect the seriousness of what's happening here. Obviously, what happened to Preston, he lost his life from this type of behavior, and it has to stop.
So is there a possibility that Preston's Law will actually have an effect on the upcoming cases in Preston's murder? And if not, if it had been passed before that crime, would it have had an effect?
You know, it won't have an effect on the existing cases because it wasn't in effect at the time. Would it have made a difference? You know, we can ask that question forever. I don't know. What it does, though, is it sends the message to the community that this type of behavior is very serious and it won't be tolerated. And it gives the prosecutors the tools that they need to treat it with the seriousness that it comes with.
Even if this isn't preventative, it definitely has the effect of keeping people who take part in a swarming attack, keeps them off the street for a little longer, right?
It does, and it also gives them a permanent felony, unlike the existing law, which does not. And so if there is a repeat in behavior, we have additional enhancers that we can use to increase the punishment even more. So, for example, if you commit a second Class 4 felony and you have a prior felony conviction, that carries with it even more prison time. And we're not talking jail time, we're talking prison time at that point.
So does this also kind of make it easier if you've committed a Class 4 felony, that there could be more charges piled on top of that to actually make it even more onerous for those who commit these crimes?
Well, you know, the way the aggravated assault statutes work is it's variable depending on who the victim is. So, for example, if it's a police officer, but also the degree of injury. So if there is, for example, a broken bone or a serious physical injury or the use of a weapon, those increase the level of felony. What we were seeing in these types of swarming cases was we weren't seeing serious physical injury. We were just seeing a severe beating. But then when the Preston Lord situation happened, it resulted in a homicide. So it rapidly escalated. And so what we want to do is get it at those lower levels and make sure people understand how serious it is so that it never, ever escalates to where it did with Preston Lord.
We are talking with Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell, the Phoenix metro area's top prosecutor, one of the proponents of Preston's Law. We should point out that these swarming attacks, especially in the Southeast Valley, and not to single them out, have been going on for quite a while, involve many people besides Preston. And this is something that, I don't know, seems to be a trend. Am I wrong among young people?
You know, I think it is a trend, and they were videotaping a lot of it. We don't have a videotape of what happened to Preston, but we have so many other videotapes to see what was going on, and that's one of the reasons my office started the Report Don't Repost program, so that we could, say, look, don't give these people, credibility by posting this on some sort of social media. This is not clickbait. This is a crime. And you need to report it to the police so that we can respond appropriately. So that's one of the reasons we started the Report Don't Repost program and got it into the schools. And actually other states have been calling us, asking us for the materials on it.
That's Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell joining us, Phoenix Metro area's top prosecutor, on what happens now with the passage of Preston's law. And it's so sad that Preston's law will not have an effect on the cases that actually have to do with his murder.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.